Hi, Bo here from High Tech Investment, and welcome back. In today's video we're going to discuss Forex trading, and I'm going to show you today how you're going to be able to trade Forex within the next hour and or less actually, and we can get you started on your first $1 million robot. So let's have a look of what it actually requires in order to become a Forex EA trader slash robots. So what you require to get started is actually not that much. So first of all, you need a laptop. It doesn't need to be particularly powerful or anything else. If you choose to run with what we're coming down to here later, VPS, but a laptop no matter what. Later on, once you have set up everything, you can actually control most of it from an app with both MT4 and MT5. So you need a broker account, and I'm going to give you just a site where you can have a look at different brokers. You'll need a MT4 or MT5 program, so we're just going to go into details of the difference between the two. As I just mentioned, the optional VPS, which is basically an online service where you are renting a computer. That can be done in many different ways, but that way you don't need to have a laptop running 24/7, or if you have a normal desktop, if you have a power cut, then obviously you're no longer trading. So it's important that you have a stable connection. Not just for power, but also for internet connection with a quick action. So we'll set up your first demo account, and why I'm saying demo account is, by all means, don't expect to be an expert straight away. We'll set up the demo account for you today. You need to learn the tricks of the trade, and you also need to learn the robots that you want to buy, or the EAs you want to buy before. So you need to have a look at a lot of different things. So we'll find an EA that you can trade with, and in this case here we'll use one of the Expert Forex. They actually have a lot of offers at the moment, so if you go and have a look at some of the videos we have afterwards, you'll see that there's free robots. Sometimes there's only one, sometimes you can get everything. Depends on how much money you are also willing to put into the live account later on. So, but more about that later. Then I'm gonna also show you how to install the robot, and when you're ready, obviously you can go in and you can start your own live account, and that can actually be done with as low as $100. So normally that's done with what we call a cent account, so which basically times 100, the 100 you already have, and then it would look like a $10,000 account, but just 10,000 cents account. So that's basically what you need. So before we go any further here, I'll just tell you a bit about the difference between the MT4 and the MT5 platform. There's a few differences for sure. MT5 is not necessarily better, it just has other things, and people that have started off with MT4, they continue to swear to it, so there's nothing wrong with that. But there's limitations. So for the MT4 you can normally trade Forex and index trading. On the MT5 you have a bit more options with Forex index, futures, bonds and stocks, so it depends on what you actually want to use it for. In this particular test that we're going to do today and show you, it's just going to be on an MT4 platform. There are difference in pending order types, 4 compared to 6. Technical indicators. Technical indicators is something that traders use to trade with, and normally for manual trading in this case here. Otherwise they're called EAs, so robots, expert advisors. You have 9 time frames with the MT4, and you have 21 with the MT5. So MT5 is obviously a bit more technical, so but you can use the same time frames on the MT5 as you can on the MT4 also, so no big difference. 1024 symbols on the MT4, unlimited symbols on the MT5. And then the biggest change that you will normally notice is a single threaded back tester, and what it means compared to the MT5, which has support for multi-core and thread back tester. Basically means that when you run a test on an MT4, you're running in a single lane. So no matter how powerful and everything else your CPU or how many threads it has, it will only do one computation at a time. So that means that the back testing, everything else, that when you want to have a look and see the settings for a certain EA for the last 3, 6 or 12 months, the back testing will take longer on an MT4 platform. Where if you have multiple cores and multiple threads, also the MT5 platform will be a lot quicker. So, but it doesn't mean that you can test something on MT5 and then compare it to MT4, but that's for a different one. Here today we're just going to do this. And this page here will just show you the top Forex Brokers review. I'll put the link below, but basically you can have a look at the different ratings for the brokers here. And as I says, this is by far not all of them. You can see there's 4 pages here. Depends on what type of cards they do. There is differences in between them. So in my experience, I've done IC markets and FP markets. And you will also see that later on when we upload it. But today I'm going to use the one of the accounts I have on IC markets to set it up. It's a very popular site, and it works quite well. So once you have decided what broker you want to go with, you can then either also rent a VPS through the normal brokerage, or you can use one similar to what I have, which is an outside one, and this one here comes from VPS Forex Trader. So now it depends all how you want to start. So as you can see below, these are the prices, and these are basically servers that can run, in this case here, if you take the lowest plan, for MT4, MT5 platforms. The other one can run 7 and 10, so you get a difference on the price range for these, and it tells you also how many cores it has. Or if you want something a bit more dedicated, which is something similar like I have, it's your own VPS server. And in this case here, I've been running with both these 2 types here, and they work very well. There's good service with them. Everything else, obviously, it's a lot more money, and obviously you don't need to go this big in the beginning. So you can start off with the smallest one and work your way up, or you can just keep it on your laptop as long as it's on the demo account and everything else. But once it goes live, I definitely want to recommend you that you're gonna use this at all times, just to make sure that you don't miss out on any trades, or you miss out on trades that should have been closed, that goes in a bigger minus than you first expected. So stability when you trade is definitely the number one. So we're gonna now go to IC markets, and from there on we'll show you exactly, or I will show you how to set up the account. Okay, so we are now in the IC markets part. Again, I will provide the link below. And as you can see, the raw spread advantage spreads is 0.0 pips. So it's got quite a few good details, and it's got a very good reputation here on the platform itself. I think it's got close to 5 stars. So let's have a look. Where you go in is basically the quick start part. You go into start trading, and from there on you'll open your first accounts. And this again depends on where you're residing, and as I said also, you got to be careful tax wise and everything else, that you want to make sure that you are covered. So you fill in a couple of details, declarations, everything else, and there's also KYC, so know your client. And once you're done with that, you basically enter the details and you'll be confirmed very, very quickly. So if we have a look, you'll end up right over here. So we're now in the IC market part, and you see a range of accounts that is open. There's a couple of live accounts that has just been set up here recently, and it's going to go live shortly. And as you can see also, I'm playing with different leverages of 1 to 500, 1 to 30. So there's new rules and regulations for especially the Australians. The leverage has been changed and reduced dramatically. But we're not going to cover that for this particular one. I just want to show you that if you have any trading tools and everything else, so once you come into the IC markets here, you can basically download your MT4 trader or MT5. Also the C trader is in here. So you go here and you download the program, and after that you install it on either your own laptop or your VPS. So once you've done that, we'll go back to the account section, and basically what you need to do is you go to the demo accounts and you say here open a demo account. You figure out if you're gonna what type of system, so the C trader, the MT4, MT5 platform, which one you want to run, and today we're going to set up the MT4. The account type, one is a standard account, and this has something to do with the spread again. So, and for most robots, it depends a bit sometimes what type of robots, but for most robot trading, raw spread is normally the best part. We're going to select a Euro account. And the leverage in this case, normally when you're a beginner, for sure I wouldn't recommend going over 150, but we'll set up one for 100 today. And initial deposit, and this is basically just pretend money that you're going to put in there. And we're going to use the account size always as $10,000. Expert Forex is using the same. And as you use the same number every single time, it's easier to compare. So you just click the process. It'll now tell you have opened a new demo account. And what then happens is in a couple of minutes, you'll receive an email. So let's wait for that one. So as you can see, the email arrived, and that arrived basically within 30 seconds. What you're now looking at here is it's a demo account registration. Trading platform is MT4. The login number that you have, your password, and then which server to log into. So the ICS markets and demo 6. So that's all you need, and it will tell you here how to set it up. But we've done this a few times. There's also a live chat if you need some help and assistance, but it is very, very easy. So we're going to go and log in to our server and set this one up. So we are now in on the VPS for the Forex Trader, as you can see here. So this is one of the VPSs I use for trading. You can see there's a range already open in the bottom. But we're not using those today. We're actually installing the new and fresh one. So I have the system over here, and basically this is the program that we talked about, we downloaded earlier. What I suggest you do here to make sure that once, if you only have one, it's not really a problem, but when you have multiple ones, you go in and you click the settings here, and you mark up every single one. So that means this is the account number that you have. So let's see, we highlight that and we copy that part of this in here. There you go. So the account number is there. And then what I normally do is I just write demo in this particular case. Then it's easy to determine which account it is, and I'll show you exactly why later on. Yeah, so we include it here, and as you can see, it just showed up on this particular site. The editor for now we don't really need. And this one is now finished. So it just takes a quick moment to set itself up. Okay, so we have now got this one up and running, and in this case here we said it is a demo 6 account that we have, and then we put the numbers in for this particular one. So in this particular case we push the login part, there you go, and we copy paste the password. So let me get that one, and there you go. And in a second we will just see a couple of extra lines down here as they wake up. So at the moment we're on the weekend, so it might take a bit longer than it would normally do. So, but here you go. So
incoming mail.
That's basically what it will look like. You now have an account, and in this account really we put 100,000 in. Okay, I guess I pushed the wrong button here. So be it, but anyway, just have a look at that. We did get the euros right, so I guess I missed a 0 here, and the balance part. So that is all good and well. For these ones here, these are just setup and demo setups, so it's straight off, and basically you're now ready to trade. So let's go and find a robot for this. In order to load the EA, we just need to make sure we shut down the system again. So that would mean that we go here to File, and we basically click Exit for now. And now the system is shut down. Then we find our EA, and in this case here we have our Expert Forex robots here, and we will use the tradable RSI. Actually the ADX and the RSI is the ones that we currently are running test on through the premium forum. So we'll use the tradable ASI today, and in here we have the user guides, so obviously they will pop up automatically afterwards. For Expert Forex, they set themselves up, basically you don't have to do anything, but I'll just go and tell you in which folder they are afterwards. If you choose to run with other robots, you just get a file and you dump it in there. But let's try and set this one up. Very easy. So setup wizard, you basically push next, you accept this agreement, and as you can see now you will have a lot of different programs and robots already set up. So what we're gonna make sure is we get the different platforms, and we get the right robot on the right platform. So the one we're looking for is 6130. There you go, this one here. And that's basically the reason why you put in the account number, and if it's demo alive, it helps you for sure. So it's now extracting, and you can now open the user guide and see exactly how this works, but we'll not do that here today. We'll finish it here, close it down, and then we'll start up the program again to make sure that it's now loaded correctly. Here you go, and under the expert advisors you will now see the tradable ASI. So it's now loaded. Here you have normal moving averages. Other indicators are here. So let me just rearrange it for a second so it's easier to see. So we'll close the form, and we all have our ways of doing the setups. Okay, so it's now working. Okay, so now all we have to do is figure out exactly what we want to trade. So let's try and trade the euro US dollars. You basically go here, you can click on the left mouse button and open it up and click with the right one. You choose a chart window and you have the chart here straight away, and then you have different types of, this is the candlestick. I prefer to use this one, and we can zoom in also a bit on this. So right now that is set. All you have to do is now you basically drag and drop the tradable ASI. You drag it in here, and you'll now see that this is the correct version. Let me open it up in full. And then from here on, you gotta allow the live trading and DLM imports. And these are the standard settings that you have in the robot itself. So what we can do is we can load one of the low drawdowns files that comes from the premium forum. So let's go and have a look at that and see which one this is. So this is for the index one. We don't want that. For the Forex markets and Euro USD. So this is the 1 hour chart. We can load that. And at the bottom you have a magical number, and if you have a look at that, you gotta change it into your own little system. So if you want to call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each robot needs a different number so that it knows which one to send the command to. So make sure you have that. Everything else is basically set up for the files. So you can go in and have a closer look, but the details is in every single robot. And for this particular one, we just need to put in our name to make sure that that's running, and now it's installed. So at the moment we've got a bit of a sour face over here, and we also have the auto trading off over here. So we're not exactly ready yet, and the last things we just want to do before we start off is we go into tools, we go into options, and I suggest that you take the news away. It simply takes too much bandwidth, and nobody's reading it. It's better to find the news on other charts. Max bar in histories, I would change that straight away to 5,000, and the other one here also 5,000. That's all you normally need, unless that you are running a lot of back testing. So trades are good. Expert advisors, you have to allow automated trading and also allow DL imports. I will take these off. Notifications, email address, events, you will hear a lot of clings and everything else. I normally prefer to have everything off, except for the expert advisor when it's actually running some back testing. So you can log into your community and the MQL5 community. I'll give you a link to that one also below. That's why you'll see you actually have a little icon up here, you can push that one afterwards, and you can go into the community where you'll also be able to find robots in the future. So if you log in here, you can go into the community itself. So that's it. You are now basically set up, and all you have to do is you can now see the auto trading has changed. If you want to stop trading at any given time, you simply switch it off. So, and if you want to load another robot, you basically go in again. So you go to the chart window, you set it up for whatever you like, and you drag and drop. You make sure that the allowed live trading is working and the DL imports. You set up whatever details you need here. You change your magical number so that the two A's are not colliding, and you now have the second one in place. So now you're trading two currencies, and basically you're going. So as you could see, it's being a Forex trader is not the most difficult thing in the world, but the difficult part comes now that you got to figure out what type of settings, what robots to trade at what times, and that's exactly why you need your demo account, your setup. You run that, and I sincerely suggest you run that for a couple of months before you start putting any money on it. If you can't wait to spend your own money, then at least be sensible and keep it at a low key. So until you figure out exactly how these robots are working, we will do a lot more feedback on how we are doing on the premium forum in the future, also with trade alerts and everything else. And obviously, if you go to the Forex Expert Forex forum and you become a member and everything else, you will have all these benefits, and you can test them out yourself side by side with me. And as I mentioned to you, those results might not be exactly the same based on the different types of brokers and VPS, everything else. They have small, minute little different details that you will see in the trading, that it's very difficult to get two absolutely similar trades. Even if you trade on the same VPS with the MT4, MT5, you'll still see some differences. So don't be discouraged by that. That's the nature of the game. So I wish you all the best. I hope that I've brought you on the way for your first $1 million and your first EA setup. So best of luck with it, and see you soon.